Greetings, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, beaming out to you from the sunny Sunshine Coast here in Australia, joined today by Liz Heiman. Liz, g'day from down under. Very warm welcome. Where are you based?
Thanks for having me. I am in Reno, Nevada, not to be confused with Las Vegas.
Where they
We
just had the
are,
Super Bowl, right?
that's where they just had the Super Bowl, yes, but
And
not,
how far?
we're about 8 hours north of there.
You'd
So
want to be a long way away, I imagine. With I read
no kidding.
there were like over 1,000 private jets flew in around Las Vegas for that game. Some tickets were selling for $65,000. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
The
I
most
hadn't heard
important
that
question
number.
I'm going to ask you today is, did the right win?
No.
Oh, that's the tragedy of the triumph and tragedy of sport. All right. And folks, we'll get off the Super Bowl, which was very exciting with all the conspiracy theories swirling around it, let alone the game, which went to overtime. I think the only fourth one in history. But anyway, as I said, off Super Bowl, Tom, and back onto Liz. Liz is, and I love this title, she's the sales operating system architect. And she's also the founder of regarding-sales.com. And I'm going to tell you why you should go there in about 6.5 minutes time and download a really, really interesting diagnostic tool, like a blueprint for predictable and systematic sales. Back to Liz again. She guides leaders from what is often a random and chaotic sales process. People kind of fly by the seat of their pants, to something that's more systematic and sustainable, a sales strategy that when you push the button and pull the lever on the sales strategy, you're going to have consistent flows of high quality new prospects coming into your pipeline on a pretty regular basis, most likely week in, week out. Who doesn't want that?
Right?
No one put their hands up. So the title today is How to Predictably Grow Your Company with a Sales Operating System, keyword being system. Let's rock and roll. Our 7 minutes starts now, Liz. Question number one is, who is your ideal client?
So I like working with companies that are between like 25 and 100 million who are changing their go-to-market strategy. So maybe they've never had an outbound sales team. Maybe their product has changed. Maybe what they do has changed, but they want to grow and they need help redeveloping their sales organization. So they typically have like 8 to 10 salespeople and often manufacturing, high tech, med tech, those kinds of things.
Perfect. So it's a mid-sized company, what I'd call a mid-sized company. It varies by people's definition. But folks, if you're listening to this and you've got a smaller business, you're still going to pick up some principles and concepts that can be highly profitable. So stay tuned. What's the problem you solve for these companies, Liz?
Well, I take the chaos out of sales so that they have a system that is predictable and manageable so they can grow or scale. So one of the things that we see all the time, I talk to CEOs and to founders and to COOs, and they say, it's chaos. We can't control it. We have no idea what's coming next.
Right.
So,
And
so
and
uh,
and they've probably got a bunch of salespeople that they've put through training every now and then. They put them through a training program, and then the salespeople go out, and no one has any idea whether they're following the system or not, and they're probably not.
right, right. And
Uh,
training is not a system. Training is just training,
oh,
right?
that's
A
beautiful.
system starts and strategy starts with the CEO and the C-suite and kind of trickles down to sales, as
It's
opposed to thinking that, you train them and then poof, send them out and magic. There's no magic.
Yeah, we've
No
we've all
magic.
noticed that if it's just training, it's a bit like a shower. It wears off after a while, and people notice. Um, so
Yes.
that's absolute gold right there. Training is not a system. So the holistic approach that you bring, how do people, how does the CEO, how does the sales manager, how do the key decision makers in an organization know they need to talk with you? What are the symptoms? What's going on?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things. One is that feeling that this is chaos. That if you're feeling that it is chaos, then you need to fix it. The second is that projections, forecasts are completely unpredictable. You just don't know
Mm.
if they're going to be real or not real. The other is that you have kind of spits and starts. Your sales isn't consistent. We have a ton and then we have nothing. We have a ton and we have nothing. And so you've got cash flow issues and, those are sort of the big the big things that let you go, oh, yeah, this shouldn't be this way. I have no
Right.
idea what's going on. I can't manage my team.
What would you say? Thank you for that. Question 4, and we've got 4 minutes left. What do you find are the common mistakes that people make when trying to solve the problem of getting predictable sales? That you just look at it and go, oh, geez, I wish I was here 10 years ago because that was never going to work. So what are some of the common mistakes that these organizations make before they find your solution?
Well, one of the things is they think that you can just keep doing the same thing for 10, 20, or 30 years. It just doesn't work. You have to change with the market. You have to change with the technology. And I think another big thing that people do is they think, well, if we just get a CRM or if we just add some tools,
Yeah.
some tech tools, it will solve all of this.
Right.
And if you put a CRM on top of chaos, you have a dysfunctional CRM. You don't have a better functioning sales team.
That's so
So those
true.
are kind of two of the big areas.
Yeah, because the CRM just gets filled with incomplete data or out of date data and so on. So the other one, I suppose, would be that they just hire more salespeople, and so there can be quite often this idea that, well, we just need a good salesperson, where that's all we need. We just need a couple of good salespeople, and then that'll solve the problem. But that
It
can
doesn't.
create actually a lot more problems because you suddenly have this alleged superstar on a team. We all know from the Super Bowl final that a team of champions is always going to lose to a championship team. So let's flip this. Only 2 minutes left. I'll hurry myself up. What would you say is a top tip that you could give people? A valuable free action that not going to solve the whole problem. They probably need you for that, but might get them going in a step in the right direction.
Yeah. So I think the most important thing is start doing funnel reviews with your team. And what I mean by that is not what's the bottom of the funnel, what's going to close this week, this month, this quarter, but like the whole funnel. What's going on? If we've got a 6-month sales cycle, I need to know 6 months out whether we're going to hit our numbers in 6 months. So it's managing the entire funnel with your team.
Managing the funnel, so figuring out what's happening at every step. So, and folks, just map it out to start with. It may not be perfect, but it'll be a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But let's take this one step further. Question 7 is, where can people go to find out more about what you do? And I'm after something here that's something they can download, something they can experience. It's not going to cost them anything, but it's going to help them even more.
Yeah. So go to my website, www.regarding-sales.com. and go to the sales operating page, and there is a download, the sales operating system guide. It's a great starting place.
I had a sneak peek at this before, folks, and my eyes widened. My eyes opened, and I looked at this and I thought, this is so well thought out. There's 4 elements to it. It's a holistic approach, and it's very likely that you're missing at least one of these elements, if not 2 or 3 of them. So go get that at regardingsales.com and have a look for, what are they looking for? Which is the tab?
The sales operating system tab.
Sales operating systems. Thank you. Of course it is. Last question. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't? 20 seconds.
I don't know, maybe how did I get here? And I think it's really important is that I got to this point of creating this system because I started doing training. I started with systems and processes and then watched it grow and grow. So I think that the big thing is understanding that I didn't get here accidentally, that it was an evolution.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, you wake up one morning and go, what am I going to sell? But it's an evolutionary process, and you're qualified by reason of experience. And the fact you've faced these challenges and you've had these problems and you've got a system in place that eliminates them. Liz Heiman, thank you so much for your time and your insights and your contribution.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.